Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good evening, I'm Jen Ah. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7. In Top Stories, sponsored by Nevada Hand Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. A Las Vegas Preps basketball star is recovering after being shot 10 times. 18-year-old Aaliyah Gales of Spring Valley High underwent emergency surgery for gunshot wounds in her legs and ankles. Sources tell the Review-Journal she was shot Saturday night at a house party in North Las Vegas. Gales is committed to play at USC, whose coach said in a statement, quote, "Aaliyah is one of the strongest, most resilient young people I have ever known." A fundraiser for Gales on GoFundMe has raised over $8,000 so far. And a judge sentences a man whose young daughter died in a hot car. 29-year-old Sydney Deal was given 30 days in jail and 3 years of probation after pleading guilty to a gross misdemeanor count of child abuse.
It's obviously concerning that officers were there, and Mr. Langford, you're indicating it was 40 minutes. Obviously the court doesn't know, but either way, there were people there to assist the situation, and it does mitigate it in the court's eyes.
Deal's daughter died in a locked car in October of 2020, a few months before her second birthday. A vote by the Democratic Party could help Nevada move to the top of the presidential nominating calendar. Review-Journal's Renee Semmerauer has more. Renee?
Jen, the Democratic National Committee's Rule and Bylaws Committee voted Wednesday to reopen its presidential nomination process, a decision that effectively strips Iowa and New Hampshire of their leadoff positions and opens the door for Nevada to weigh in on the Democratic presidential nominations. 4 states, Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, and South Carolina, have waivers from the DNC to hold their presidential nominating contests before the rest of the country, with Nevada going third in this process. The new plan calls for any state interested in early state status for the 2024 cycle to apply, and it increased the number of potential early vote states from 4 to 5. Artie Blanco, a DNC committee member and member of the Rule Committee, told the Review-Journal in an email, quote, "Nevada's diverse population and geography represents the rest of the country. Our growing state is still small and accessible enough to provide an early test for all presidential candidates by allowing them to talk directly to voters." The state Democratic Party needs to submit a letter for intent to the DNC by May 6th and full application by June 3rd. The committee will announce its decision in July. Jen?
And Christians across the Las Vegas Valley celebrate Easter. In the historic West Side, worshipers packed the Victory Missionary Baptist Church for a Sunday morning celebration. While in Boulder City, the faithful gathered for a sunrise service at Hemingway Park.
In earthly terms, the victim became the victor, but in God's terms, Jesus was always the victor.
Many churches were open for Easter for the first time since the pandemic. In health, the federal mask mandate for planes gets struck down. A judge in Florida ruled the mandate, which also covers buses, trains, and airports, exceeds the authority of the health officials who issued it. The CDC recently extended the mandate to May 3rd. In weather, sponsored by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every blooming thing. A breezy and warm night with temps in the 80s, only set to dip into the 70s overnight. Expect 15 to 20 mile-per-hour winds. On Tuesday, the winds pick up further with a high of 88 and low of 59 degrees. On Wednesday, the temps slightly dwindle to the mid-80s. On Thursday, the winds return. By Friday and Saturday, highs only hit the 70s before getting back to the 80s on Sunday. And wind speeds should peak around 40 miles per hour on Tuesday and 30 miles per hour on Thursday. In business, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability, helping small businesses bloom in North Las Vegas. The city of North Las Vegas reports its Small Business Connector has supported more than 400 businesses since launching 6 months ago.
Essentially like a one-stop shop, and it's located inside of North Las Vegas City Hall. And it lets startups and even entrepreneurs and business owners basically get all of the services that they need in one place.
More than half are reportedly minority, women, or veteran-owned. In lifestyle, sponsored by Visit Laughlin, an easygoing getaway filled with good food, good people, and good times on the river. The NFL Draft will kick off next week here in Las Vegas. Review Journal's John Katsimitidis has the list of entertainers slated for draft festivities.
The NFL is taking over Lake Bellagio for its draft party running from April 28th through April 30th. So it stands to reason that the league is bringing out, the Bellagio's Aquatic Spectacular to be one of the shows featured in the party. It's going to be Absinthe, Jabberwockies, and a new show, Mad Apple, opening May 12th at New York, all on the first day out there. Blue Man Group on April 29th is going to be among the featured shows. Also, we're expecting a conference between Michael Irvin and Wayne Newton as part of NFL's coverage. We can't wait to see what those two are up to.
Sports brought to you by Station Casinos STN Sports. Download the app today. The NFL Draft is 10 days away, but has been years in the making. We spoke to NFL officials on Monday who say they are excited to see how Las Vegas will set the bar for future NFL drafts.
The draft, was postponed a few years. Yes, COVID, of course, but we always knew the draft had to come to Las Vegas. I mean, the entertainment capital of the world with the draft, it's a tremendous combination. And so we were very excited to finally have the chance to do it. But the good thing with having this extra time, it just allowed us to refine the plans in less than 2 weeks. It's going to come to life finally.
Sports betting sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. With 6 games left in the regular season, the Golden Knights are plus 119 underdogs at Circa Sports to make the NHL playoffs. No is a minus 139 favorite at Circa, which lists the Knights as the plus 1250 sixth choice to win the Western Conference and the 27 to 1 13th pick to win the Stanley Cup. The Colorado Avalanche are the plus 175 favorites to win the West and the plus 375 favorites to win the Cup.
In entertainment, the Nevada Supreme Court upholds a jury's findings that illusionist David Copperfield and MGM Grand are not financially responsible for British tourists' injuries. During a vanishing act at a Las Vegas show in 2013, Gavin Cox alleged brain injuries when he fell as a randomly picked audience member, but jurors found him responsible for his own injuries. Thank you for watching 7 at 7. If you have a Roku device, just search Review Journal to download our channel. Watch Las Vegas breaking news streaming live on your OTT device. We'll see you tomorrow for more 7 at 7.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.